everybody. Hello. I am not the horse guru Michael Gascon. I am the horse guru secretary Kelsey Gascon. If you guys have not met me before, sorry, this light is super duper bright. I should have definitely turned that down just a little bit. Okay. So if you guys can see me okay, hear me okay, let me know in the comments. Hopefully everything is good to go. Usually I'm on the back end of this whole presentation. So I apologize for you being completely bombarded with a bunch of comments on here. So the way I do this on the back end is I sit over in the chair next to him and I put the comments so we can pull them up to the front and put them on top of this thing so that way you can see what the question is that he's answering, and it makes it really easy to just kind of skim back through if you don't get to watch us live, to be able to go back through and see what question it is that he's answering. So I'm going to kind of do some of the clerical stuff. Michael will be here shortly. He is just finishing up an exit appointment for a training horse that's going home. So a couple clerical things real quick. Get this where it's not quite so crazy. Okay. So if you haven't been a part of this yet, every Friday since July 1st, we have been doing a virtual horse training clinic, and we've been doing those through our YouTube channel. So if you haven't came to join us over there yet, I would highly recommend. So right now we've kind of kept the videos a little bit shorter. Up until this week, it's going to be one of our first longer videos that we put out. Everybody who's been watching with us has wanted more than just a 20-minute video. So now we're going to watch this live. We'll be live with you in the comments on Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The link is in this comment. So if you want to click on that, that'll get you to the trailer page so you can kind of see a little snip of what's going to happen. So the one that we're doing on Friday, her name is Cayenne. She is a training horse that was brought to us last week, and they had to back the trailer up to the round pen. So whenever that happens, anytime that we have something come in that's feral or unhandled, we take it straight into the round pen. It's the easiest place for us to be able to work with them, get them halter broke, and then get them ready to go back to a stall and be able to become a training horse and go through the process and learn how to do turnout time and all of that fun stuff. But they have to kind of learn how to be handled first. So they backed her up to the round pen. We filmed the whole process. We've got her, not only her halter breaking in there, but also if you're familiar with Michael's program, she got her first ride as well. And now since that first session, we've been recording every session with her that we'll be releasing later this fall with all of our stuff that we have coming up that we're super excited about. If you haven't been here or heard about anything from that, I'm sure you'll hear about it every week until then. So if for any reason you feel lost or like you don't understand something, just reach out to us. You can get a hold of us at our email. You can call us. You can message our Facebook page for the business page, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So if you feel behind for anything, another cool thing about this, so let me go to the next one here. Congrats to Angela S. So she won a free retreat at this virtual clinic that we did. So on YouTube, she watched with us live. At the end of that video, we do this cool thing where Michael comes up with this really stupid code. You're probably not going to be able to spell it because like last week was khaki kangaroo. I don't know who knows how to just like up and spell that correctly. But you watch with us live. And at the end of that video, he's going to throw out some secret code. Be ready. If you're the first person that emails that to us at gasconhorsemanship@gmail.com, the first person that comes through, I'm watching it live with you. I see the person come through as they're winning. I commented in the comments as soon as I see it come through. Then I get flooded with a couple hundred emails, and I politely respond to all of you and let you know who won the competition and not to miss out for the next week's competition. So up until September, we'll be giving a free retreat away on each of those. So come join us. You don't really know how long the video is going to be, so it's not like you can just wait and skip to. If you can watch it with us and enjoy it with us and have a good time, it definitely makes it a lot more fun. Let's see. Let me go to my next clerical thing. I'm going to try to get through all of this before Michael comes inside so he's not having to do all of the things. Okay, cool. Next thing. So no horse left behind challenge. There's a little bit of confusion because we've done the horse help challenge before, and we've also done the bad horse challenge. So what this is going to be is this is actually going to replace the bad horse challenge. We've done that for the last 2 years, and what people would do for that is they would send in videos of their horse doing all the crazy things, bucking, rearing, biting, bolting, whatever it may be. And then we would have people submit their testimony video and or their interview video of why they wanted to be selected. And we'd select our winner and they get a free month of training. So what we found is that that was only helping, 4 people or 5 people for each of those categories and 5 horses. And that wasn't really reaching the masses. So this year we've kind of changed it up. We're giving away over 100 prizes and really kind of looking at what we're going to do as well. Just for applying, you're going to get something. I haven't quite figured out what that is going to be yet, but we really try to reward our people and anybody who supports us and wants to be a part of what we do. We want to help as many horses and people as possible. So fill out that application. The link is in this comment. Super easy application. It doesn't take you very much time. If you want to be considered for more of the bigger prizes, so free horse training, free retreat, we're still giving away that stuff. We're just doing it in a little bit different format because there's going to be a lot more winners. There's going to be a lot of different variety to the things that you can win. Because at the end of the day, if it's a free competition and you come home with one little prize, it's still more than you had before. So whether that's education that we're giving away, free halters, free tack, like I said, retreats and horse training, getting into our new course that's launching this fall, getting a free year membership. I'm going to switch it up and try to really do as much as we can for everybody. In that application, there is a section where you can add as much information as you want to. So if you want to tell us your whole story, tell us your horse's whole story, you can do that too. Nobody's stopping you. But if you want to make it short and sweet, don't be afraid to hop on there and fill it out. It's, like I said, super quick, easy to fill out, straight to the link, press send, good to go. We will be announcing those. So right now, that competition is going to end on August 15th. So you'll see some different ads and things running on that now. The other thing that I want you to do and remember is if you filled this out and you've gotten some kind of benefit from us, whether it's been from watching one of these lives or from, going, being part of the membership this summer, whatever it's been that's helped you, please share that with your friends. The more that we can get this information out, the more people that we can help, the more horses that we can help, better. And again, it's free. There's no risk. All right, more clerical things. Michael has a private clinic in Montana next weekend. The following weekend, we're going to be in Kenai, Alaska for a clinic. Super excited. Alaska is one of my favorite states in the world. Favorite states in the country. It's fine. One of my hopefully favorite places in the world. We are going to Zimbabwe, Africa. So Michael and I have she's getting ready to be 8-month-old baby, Miss Millie. And so we've done all the fun things to try to get her prepped and used to the grandparents and the family and playing musical baby because I am not taking her with us to be lion food. So we are going to be traveling to Africa for a clinic. I'm very excited. It's a safari ride. So we're gone for a little bit of time where we ride through the African safari horseback. We stop and we do a 3-day clinic, which is going to be super exciting. I'm pumped. I'm hoping if you guys are interested, throw in the comments as well. I thought about vlogging the whole experience to kind of give you a behind the scenes, and we might end up making that one of our lives for Friday. And kind of go through that whole process and show that whole experience to you in the 38 hours worth of travel that it takes to get there. It's fine. I'm super excited for a plane ride. Michael and I will watch all of the movies over and over again. All right. Next thing here on the clerical is the confidence coaching week. So this is something completely new that we've never done before. And one thing that we figured out is we know without a shadow of a doubt that our training program, our videos, everything that we have, we're going to guarantee you success. We know that you can go through this program. We know that the method that we've come up with the horses is going to help you in some way, shape, or form, better your horsemanship, better your horse, and better your whole experience. The one thing that we found out is right now through the program, your horse learns these things and they go through the education program. And you're teaching them in the process, so you're gaining confidence, but sometimes it might be slowly for you to get there. So we're going to spend a week just going through, this is a free confidence coaching week. We're going to spend a week going through everything and anything confidence. And we're going to talk about issues that we've had in our adventures with horses and our business experiences that we've had and the struggles that we've had as entrepreneurs and trying to be living in the horse world and trying to make a career in the horse industry is tough. But if you can imagine, Michael grew up in the horse industry, but he didn't specialize in problem horses until he kind of went down that route. And so it's kind of fun to go through the struggles and the triumphs and the things that worked and the things that didn't work and how he had to learn. And the rest of us too, whether we were horse trainers before or went through the academy program, kind of how we've had experiences that we've had to get over and how we've gotten through that, how we've built our confidence back up. And then having some of our members of Team MG that have kind of been through our program, we're going to have them come on and talk about where they were at, what they experienced, what things really helped them, whether that was the community, whether that was a certain drill, whether that was something that Michael said at a retreat. and just kind of share that, be a little bit vulnerable with you guys. Michael and I have had a lot of oops, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Okay, last thing, I'm hoping that Michael's working his way over here. I see him talking and putting ponies up and doing all the things. There's also a rope horse tied outside right now, so if I see him go to grab a rope and you see me disappear for a second, it's me trying to grab him and bring him back into reality. Last little thing here, congrats to Carrie K, winner of the free halter set since Michael went rogue the last time. So I apologize, I was not with him for the Q&A, so it went very off task, went all over the place, was a little bit wild. All right. Hi, Sue. Hi, David, Robert, Wendy, Kathy, Diane, Barbara, Linda, Christine. You're not on yet. I'm still playing. All right. Cool. Awesome, guys. Where is your clinic in Montana? Wendy's asking. I can't even remember what. If Chris is on here, Chris is actually hosting it. I cannot remember where he is signed up to do a roping while he's up there too, which he's going to have
I've never been
at a rodeo. Woohoo! Super excited. All right, guys, let's get down to it. If you're on here, let's hit the Q&A. Give me 1 second. I'm going to transfer over to Michael. And I'm going to run your comments for you. I told the secret that I'm behind everything.
Okay, guys. First things first. Check this out.
Don't show my desk. Don't show my desk.
Dreams do come true. Hey, I had this in my mind I dreamed this up 2 years ago. I wanted to be the first person I ever knew of to win a buckle on a Paso Fino. And this past Sunday, it came true. And me and my boy Fanny were coming around that corner. All we could see is feet. 2 horns, 2 feet, and a buckle they give you. So it was freaking awesome. I have never worked so hard, so long, got my teeth kicked in so often, and been able to come out and get the desired result as in roping. It's been, I don't know, a 2-year process from the time that we started thinking, oh, I think I kind of want to rope. Oh, it'd be nice to get a buckle on a Paso. Oh, wait a second, I have to rope with my right hand. I can't even brush my teeth with my right hand, but you can only rope right-handed. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And just picking up that process. And I remember not being able to even rope a bucket on the ground 6 feet in front of me twice in a row. I mean, the rope would just go everywhere. I'd rope myself. I'd rope the dog that was behind me. It just pitiful. But that just goes to show you anything in this life that you're willing to dedicate enough focus and repetition to, you can achieve. So that was awesome. Okay, stop. I'll stop bragging on Fanny.
I think we're gonna get Fanny as now.
Question number 1. Working 12th grade, speed transitions. Do you always flex towards the inside? Maya wants to come off the rail. I push her back with my leg. Do they have to stay on the rail? No, they don't have to stay on the rail. As a matter of fact, in speed transitions, I like to use the circle getting smaller or bigger to my advantage. And if they're coming off the rail, every time you bend their nose to the inside, that means you need to go back and work on the leg yielding, the shoulder yielding, and being able to pick up their shoulder. And that's going to make sure that they stay, even if they're bent, as long as there's 2 reins and 2 legs, that they're going to track forward. They're going to track in between your hands and your legs, and they're only going to fall inward when that inside rein and inside leg come off of them. So if you're having too much of an issue bending them and driving them forward, you need to go back and get the shoulders loosened up and moving better. Question number 2. I'm interested in getting a Paso Fino for the first time. I've ridden other horses, but I need something that gaits much easier on my body. What should I know about this venture, and what questions should I ask Miss Amy? Okay, Miss Amy, what do you want to do?
Welcome to the dark side.
What do you want to do? I mean, do you want to show? Do you want to trail? Do you want to obstacle? Make sure you're getting a horse that does that you see do that you know does that. There's a lot of, and it's not just Pasos. It's same with the Tennessee Walker, same with Missouri Foxtrot. If all you're thinking about is the show ring when you're training them, and when they don't work out in the show ring, that doesn't make them an instant trail horse. Trail horses are made from riding on a trail, from preparing for getting those miles and getting them ridiculously soft and easy so that you can spook them and nothing happens to you, and you can booger them and nothing happens to you. So you want to make sure, a lot of times when race farms and show farms and gated farms are trying to get rid of horses, they give you discount trail horses. If they're a discount trail horse, they're probably not a trail horse. So it's just a matter of, Pasos are amazing. But just like every other breed, every other horse, if you want one to do a certain job, make sure that you get it doing a certain job, or at least be prepared and willing to train them to do that job, would be what I would suggest. I get a lot of buddies of mine a lot of clients of mine who get, $1,000 trail Paso from Miami. And my family comes from Miami. I've grown up in Miami. I've never seen a trail in Miami. So how are they going to make a trail horse there? It might be a sidewalk horse. Can't be a trail horse. There's no woods. It's a concrete jungle. So kind of things like that. Take that type of stuff into consideration whenever you're deciding what you want to do. All right. Question number 3. When I try to flex my mare on the ground, she moves her feet rather than simply turn her head. All right, Miss Jill. So a lot of times when they do that, we stop what we're doing. Do the opposite of that. Just keep flexing back and forth. Just keep getting her softer.
From the ground.
From the ground.
Yeah.
Oh. When I try to flex my mare on the ground, she moves her feet rather than simply turning her head. Gotcha. Sorry. Whenever you're going to ask her to flex on the ground, hold on to that back D-ring. So if she moves her feet, you can just stay with her hip and release and flex and release and flex. And she's going to move her feet a few times, but very quickly, when she figures out that it's easier to move her head than to move her feet, she's just going to give you her head. Hi, Miss Jacqueline. How to get riders to recognize if their horse is gaiting, Miss Sandy.
She doesn't like it when people are pacing.
All right, guys.
Hi, Sandy Mixon.
The easiest thing is to see if they can count to 4. It's the easiest way. I know. Put them on something hard, concrete, hard trail, something like that. Pluck up, pluck up, pluck up, pluck up, pluck up, pluck up. If you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, you're gaiting. If you are plop, 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 and waddling, you're pacing. If you're plop, 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 and bouncing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, you're trotting. And that's the easiest way for a person to figure it out.
Definitely recommend the asphalt. You can hear it.
Yeah.
So easy. All right.
Question number 5. Why would I want to use a spoon bit on my Paso? I ride him bitless, and he gaits for me, Miss Jennifer. There's no reason to ride a horse in a spoon bit if you're already getting what you want. Sometimes I hear people, I had a client yesterday ask, I want to go, my horse is perfect. He rides perfect. I love everything he does, but I want to go to the halter. Wait a second. If something's perfect and you really enjoy it, don't change it. Yes, I love a halter, but if the horse is riding perfect and there's nothing to fix, it's hard to fix perfection. Well, it goes to the same in reverse. If your horse is riding perfect, bitless, and he gaits for you and you're happy with what you're getting, there's no reason to go to a spoon bit. Unless you're showing and they're demanding that you go in a bit, well, then you kind of have to train the horse how to go by the rules if you want to compete. But a spoon bit is just a bridle built to be comfortable on the tongue and carry a head position. So a lot of people suggest it as a gated bit, but it's not a gated bit. It's just a bit that asks them to pick their head up and keep their nose in. So if you are happy with what you have, there's no reason to move to a spoon bit. Question number 6. Maya is getting overexcited when I try to ride her with another horse. Thinking in her past life as a speed racker has ingrained that she must race. Any tips to get over this hurdle? I just want to ride on show, relaxed, and walk with her. Yes, Miss Patty, it's all has to do with her head. I know it sounds a little repetitive, kind of like I'm a broken record, but I'm just telling you, just from thousands and thousands of examples that have passed under my saddle pad. Left and right controls them running away with you, bucking with you, running with you. Up and down controls how relaxed they are. If they're overexcited, if they're forward, if they're dropping their head below your saddle and getting them where they're so respectful to do that, they'll do that no matter what. They see green goblins, put their head down. They get a little excited, put their head down. And they'll do it, and they respect your wishes to put their head down more than speed up. That horse will calm down because you're essentially cutting off the adrenaline tank, the adrenaline pump, and you cut off the fuel line. It's very hard for the car to go very far. So it's the same thing with your horse. I guarantee if your horse is getting overexcited when you try to ride her with other horses, she's picking her head up and you're having a conversation and trying to hold her back and her head's coming up and you're trying to hold her down. You're trying to put it back, but now she's chicken bobbing and you already know that you need to put her head down, but her head's not really staying down, but you tell her to put her head down and she comes up and she goes down. All that is just too much static. You need to be able to say, excuse me, and okay, put the head down, keep the head down, and leave it there.
Have the rest of this question whenever you get.
I have a miniature mare that was in a little car accident with me last year. a miniature mare in a little accident. Okay, sorry. We think she got stung by a bee. She bolted, bucked, kicked at the cart, resulting in me having to be let out of the trails for some vet care. After healing up from her wound, she hasn't been the same. Super scared of me and the cart, the noises, etc. A week ago, we went out in the cart again. We have been out a few times since her accident, and she is really spooky with any movement or sound I make.
And then spooked and dumped me out of the cart. Now I can't hardly catch her. She is very spooky and jumpy when I do catch her. Any suggestions on where to start here? Start with her. She seems to be most scared of me when I am behind her. Kelly.
Absolutely, Miss Kelly. So we want to go right back to the beginning of the Respect series like she knows nothing. You know who else is spooky? Undomesticated Mustangs. You know where we start with them? In the Respect series. You know who's spooky? Horses that have dumped people or bolted people. Go right back to the beginning. Not cart train. Just simple groundwork. Getting her backing out, getting her soft, getting her desensitized and ridiculously soft. Go back to long lining. Put a kid saddle on her or something that the lines will stay low where you keep them around her butt so that she tries to bolt off. You can disengage her towards the fence or towards the rail and get her soft with that again, where you can hold her from the ground long lining. I went to buy a cheap training cart that I found on Facebook. It's in the middle of the swamps where the coonasses are from in Louisiana. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Going to Boudreaux and Boudreaux's house to pick up a cart. When I got there, it was Boudreaux and Boudreaux. He had a P-row in the front. He was wearing white rubber boots like they do in Louisiana. When I went behind his house, he had a warehouse of carts and carriages. And it was so crazy from a Western movie. It turns out the guy is from Albany, Louisiana. And he has done and been in every single big Western movie that has been done in the past 15 years because he has every cart for it. And he supplies the horsing. Oh my gosh. So we went from I'm just going to pick this cart up till we stayed there for like 4 hours. The wifey was like,
how many carts did we come home with?
We filled
how many carts did you come home with?
We filled the truck up with carts before we kept carts and chariots. And the wifey was like, I'm hungry. Take me to go eat. No, there's more information that this old coon-ass has that I need to learn. I said, mister, what's your approach on driving them? How do you know when they're ready to put on a cart? You see right here, what you got to do is you get them long line and then you cover their eyes where they can't see. And when they can't see, you see this jug. And I saw the jug. I'm like, oh, yeah, jug. What do you do with the jug? You put some rocks in it, son. You put some rocks in it and you get this hay string. And you tie it to your belt right here. And when you can long line that horse right along here like this, and you can kick that jug of rocks, and it can make a racket, the racket that it makes. If they don't drag you, they're ready for a cart. Guys, it's hold up to the test of time. I came home and drove 25 horses. If you would have came around me, you would have seen me walk. I walked 5 miles over the next 3 days with a jug tied to my belt buckle, and I was kicking rocks and kicking rocks and kicking rocks. And sure enough, if they can handle being blinded and hearing rocks getting kicked behind them and not drag you because they were more respectful of your lines than they were of the scary sounds, automatically, okay. Now you hook a cart to them and the cart makes a sound or bumps into them. They might be spooked, but they're not going to pull into your lines. In turn, they're not going to run away with you. In turn, they're not going to dump you off. And I learned all that from a good old Boudreaux and Boudreaux from the swamps at Albany, Louisiana.
You talked so long we missed out on the steakhouse because it was closed.
Yes. She was not happy with me. We pulled up to the steakhouse and it was closed.
I'm not salty.
Well, yeah. So working on my backup, put on spurs for the first time. As I start to get more backwards, she's starting to swing her hind end around. Do I correct the direction right away, even if it stops the backward steps, or do I encourage more fluid movement first? I start using the video from the Horse Help number 29. It's really helping. I'm struggling with thinking through what I'm doing. It's making me slow and messes up my timing. I watch the videos and they are painful. All right, Miss Linda. So number one, if you start on the fence, that really makes it a lot easier because you only have to worry about her swinging her butt one way. So on a fence is the easiest. And the biggest thing, when you're backing up, try to keep your hips and belly button pointed forward. So don't look at her, look up where you want her to be pointing. So many times we look down and they lose their direction. They really start swinging around. If you look straight and your legs and hands and reins are straight, and when she goes to get crooked, she runs into one rein more than the other. And when she straightens up, she gets in between your hands again. She's really going to straighten herself out. you're not really pulling her backwards. You're just asking her back with your legs. 2 legs and 2 reins is how we keep our horses straight and looking where we're going. Obviously, you're going backwards, so you're not looking where you're going, but you're looking exactly the opposite of where you're going, which is in a straight line in front of you. If you can keep your belly button and face and center straight, it really helps that backing up. Question number 9. With changing from riding with the halter to riding my horse with a bit, I have seen and felt a big improvement with how soft she is getting. Because of a minor mouth injury, I have gone back to riding her with a halter while her mouth heals. It got me to thinking, if my mare is softer with a bit than with a halter, does this mean she has a hole in her training? Or does it just need the right tool to ride her? I was wondering if I got her truly soft, shouldn't she be soft no matter what?
Tool I am using, David J.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's very common. So I have all kind of horses here that are, you can ride them around with a halter, a snaffle with shanks, a finish bridle. The difference is the finish bridle has the least amount of margin of error. There's no margin of error. If they do something, they run into the repercussion, to the wall right away. With the snaffle and shanks, they can move a little bit more, and then they run into the repercussion. With the snaffle, they can move even more, but before they run into the repercussion with the halter, they can really move. So riding those horses with all those different things, you're going to see the same thing that you're talking about. They're going to improve their performance. The more strict the guidelines are, the better they're going to do, as long as they give the pressure and they're respectful. So it's pretty common that your horse rides good on a halter, better and a snaffle, even better with the snaffle and shanks, even better with the finished bridle, because there's less margin of error allowed. So as long as yours gives the pressure, that's absolutely right that they should ride better. The other thing, when you pull on a halter, you're pulling on their whole face. Whenever you pull on a snaffle, you are pulling on a little bar on the gums of their mouth. So they're supposed to be softer with a snaffle. It's only the messed up horses that we're rehabbing that are stiffer in the snaffle than they are in the halter, because people have been pulling and grabbing and doing everything. Usually here when we start our colts, they get soft in the halter, but then we see improvement in the snaffle because it's the even smaller contact area, the surface area that we're contacting. Even better results when we go to a snaffle with shanks, because now we have a curb chain with leverage. Even better results when we go to a solid bridle and there's no movement in it. So what you're feeling is completely normal. Doesn't mean there's a hole in the training. The horse should listen no matter what you put on them. But the fact that they get a little bit better, the more stuff you put on, that's pretty normal.
They're not roping without you. Quit looking out there.
They're getting rope horses ready. I'm getting to be schooling for. I'm going to be schooling for my first show, so I might miss it. But I do have a question. I have so many problems with working my mare at our place. She is good as gold when she's at the trainer's barn. She has lived there in the past before I got her. She has no trouble leaving her new pals, but at home she gets really anxious and then it's a fight. She decides we're too far or work too long. I do make her comply with the task before we end, so we end on a good note. What grade do I need?
To study. She's great off site, but after this show, I want to be able to ride her without a fight or spinning in circles. Charlie W.
All right, Miss Charlie. Kindergarten and first grade is where the magic happens. Kindergarten and first grade is whenever you go, you've been somewhere, you've got a horse, the horse is awesome, amazing. You go get your favorite, you get a truck, you get a trailer, and you go to your dream destination, and the horse comes out of the trailer and you don't recognize that horse. That horse is looking all over the place, calling for his friends that aren't there, moving all around. You're at a chuck wagon race and they're dancing, they're moving, backing them up until they say, ooh, yes, ma'am. It's kind of like a good mother at a restaurant going, yes. That's what you're looking for. That kind of, yes, okay. The ability to redirect the attention to you. All the national championships we've won, all the world championships we won, it was dependent upon, hey, on game day, I need your respect and your undivided attention. We've been training all year, and that's good, that's great. You make good videos at home, cute. How do you perform when the pressure's on? And so much of that is how much respect and attention do they give you. So if you are losing her somewhere along the way, it's a breakdown in her respect and her attention. If she can work good somewhere, she should work good everywhere. So it's not a knowledge issue, it's a respect issue. Because if you say, oh, she works great here, but not great here, Oh, that lets you know right there. She knows how to work great. You're already saying she knows how, she is trained. She knows how to work great. All right. Now we need to start putting in, hey, I need you to respect me enough because I will back you up in front of everybody. I will back you up if we're on a trail. I'll back you up on a beach. I will back you up in the warm-up pen of a show ring. That's the difference between kids that you see in public and they're like birth control because they're yelling and screaming and making a ruck and ruining your dinner, or kids that make you want to have kids because they're so respectful and so polite. Those polite kids, you think, oh, how cute. You're saying, oh, those kids have the fear of God and their mama. Okay, if their mama says, they get, yes, ma'am. They get their undivided attention because she has so much respect in those kids. So it's the same thing that you want from your show horse, any horse, your trail horse, your show horse, your rope, any horse. You want that respect that when things get a little uncomfortable, when they get a little spooked, when they get a little bloody sour, when they get in heat, when they get steady, you can say, yes, that's what you're looking for. You don't have a knowledge issue. You have a breakdown in your respect. So go back to kindergarten, go back to first grade. Under saddle, go back to disengaging and spirals for the same results.
We've covered this one a little bit, but it's a different.
My horse is incredibly soft and responsive in the halter, but when I put him in the snaffle and try to go through the grade levels, he has a lot more resistance. What should I do to help that? Well, possibly it depends on what snaffle that you have. So something like a French link snaffle. A French link is a double jointed snaffle, a easy glide this, a smooth rider, that anything that sounds like a pleasure cruise in the name of the bit is not designed to gain a horse's respect and attention. It's designed to make a horse confident and forward. A lot of jumpers will like that because they kind of want the horse kind of running away with them, running to the jump and over. That's what they're designed for. So when you go from a halter that's a little rigid and has some knots to something that is just ridiculously pliable, soft, smooth, and there's no repercussion, then that can happen sometimes. If that happens, it's not a matter of changing what you do if you're going through the steps properly. It's a matter of changing what snaffle you're using, where you use something that is a little bit more rigid. Maybe it has a twist on it. Maybe it has a little bit more repercussion. If you have a double jointed bridle, maybe a single jointed snaffle, something like that, something that's going to be obvious. Another thing that you can do, you have a single jointed snaffle, go to the long lines so you can use their butt to your advantage and really get them soft like that. So that's usually whenever I see folks having an issue switching. If the horse is ridiculously soft in the halter, you put a snaffle on, it's probably the snaffle you're using.
And I think that's Sarah with the halflinger.
Yes. Oh, I have a happy gypsy in training right now. Whenever I'm done with this call, I'm gonna go get on him. We rope live steer with him for the first time. So roping halfies are possible. So next time you come back, bring your halfie and we'll rope with him.
Okay, Wendy. So he's flying into Kalispell, Montana.
Kalispell, Montana.
Kalispell, I think.
Kalispell.
I'm definitely butchering the name of that. All right, let's see. Charlene. Sorry, so I went live at like 10 o'clock last night for the membership group. So that's probably why you didn't get the notification. Let's see. Patty says buffering. Robert loved going to Africa. I think there were some more questions in here. Give me 1 second. Hello, everybody.
I would like to say congratulations to Miss Chris that she won her first rodeo the other night. What inspiration. First off, she is a badass because she is a police captain, SWAT captain, mountain woman. But she was having an issue with her horse cantering and going forward. She had a little issue with her speed transitions. Just hadn't done a lot of it, so wasn't very comfortable with it. And she became a breakaway roper. So she's learning how to rope and she's learning how to go fast at the same time. Whew, that's a difficult combination to go to. Well, we worked with her horse, got her horse going faster and stopping. And she has stuck with it. And when it was uncomfortable, she stuck with it. And she came for 8 weeks for the Wranglers course last year. And then she turned around, let a year pass by, used all that up, and then came again this year. And after 2 times coming here and countless hours on her own practicing, she won her first rodeo. So big hats off to her. It just goes to show you, if you're willing to put one step in front of the other for long enough, it doesn't matter how far away your destination is, you will get there if you don't stop.
Speaking of, tell them the cool thing that happened last night. Talking about 1 foot in front of the other with America's Got Talent.
Oh, so America's Got Talent. You might have saw some country singers that just got the golden buzzer. Well, they went to high school with me. They were friends of mine. in high school from Poplarville here. And they went to the Golden Buzzer. They put on
They got the first ever group Golden Buzzer. Everybody touched the Golden Buzzer.
They got the first Golden Buzzer. They sang the rendition, a remix of Jolene from Dolly Parton. Those girls, they gave a professional performance because they are professionals. They have been for as long as I've been working horses. They've been in the bars singing, trying to get on, putting one foot in front of the other, going to Bourbon Street in New Orleans, going to Nashville, going to anywhere that will have them, going all around. And they worked and they worked and they worked. And last night they went on to America's Got Talent and they got the first unanimous Golden Buzzer because they seemed like finished, polished professionals. Well, guess what? They are finished, polished professionals because they have been working. They have been putting those reps in, so they knew how to rock the crowd. They knew how to sing. They knew how to perform. They were no stage jitters because they put the reps in.
So when you see people like Chris, and you see members like Renee and Barb
Linda.
and Wendy and Linda.
Miss Linda on here, she got a wall-speed little opinionated filly, and the first time I saw her, it was sketchy walking that filly around. She would get in her feelings and get to kicking out and running around, and it was spooky to see them now cantering around and gaiting and doing obstacles and playing soccer and really just doing whatever they want. That just goes to show you the proof's in the pudding. The work works if you work it. And it's so obvious. I love to do clinics that 2, 3, 4 years in a row back to back in the same place because you don't have to tell me if you work or you don't because your horse will tell me. The way that your horse acts tells me if you've been putting in the work. So every time I see Miss Linda,
she's making fun of you right now. Linda, they're last week's. Some of them were last week's questions because he didn't do them. I wasn't with them, so I kept posting them and posting them.
I did do them. That's how I did do them. That's why you said, ha.
You didn't. I was on there.
No, you just weren't listening. Imagine you can't. She's a little hard of hearing. I did answer. Ask these folks. Ask these good folks.
All of them?
I answered a lot of these questions.
The same way?
The exact same way.
Oh, okay.
I stayed true to course. Thank you.
None of them told me that I had baby slobber all over my shirt.
My mare is great gaiting in a circle and a spiral, but we are struggling some when we straighten her out. I'm asking her for her head to come down, and she is speeding up. I'm sure it's me, but would you please explain again how to transition out of the spiral into gaiting at a steady speed in a straight line? Absolutely, Miss Lori. All right, so basically that spiral is going to get bigger, bigger, bigger. That bigger turns into the size of a round pin. That round pin turns into the size of half of the arena. By the time that we get on the arena fence, you're breaking into gait by any time that they get pacey or they get a little out of gait, you're shouldering them over and you're creating that C. You're bending them a little bit. So I'll get to the place where I'm in the show ring and they are in a straight line. I feel them track 1 or 2 strides of pace and I'll gather up my inside leg. There's nowhere to go. So it's not like they're bending or going back into a circle, but they just slightly get that bend. They just go from straight as air, they slightly bend. And that's enough to get that back inside foot landing first. And that's how you're going to transition from a small circle to straight. Even when they're going in a straight line, you're still thinking, oh, how do I get that curve? What you're thinking about is how do I get that back inside foot to land first? And the answer is going from this to this. But by being able to go in a straight line and pick up a leg and just pick up that shoulder, that's going to get their hips off center. And when their hips are off center, this is happening. You know, when they're straight, they're tracking like this. And whenever you put a leg on them, they track like this. And that's where you're going to find that gait.
Let's see. Oh, Linda's standing up for you.
No, not at all. But he did answer them the same.
But you see your mom even caught you. You didn't answer number 6 last time. That's where you quit. I'm like, well, wah, wah, wah.
Okay, now, look here.
It's all good. It's all good.
Girl's ganging up on me.
Oh.
Wait till Millie gets to walking. I'll sick her on you. She's like the kid from the Croods. The Croods, the animated caveman movie that's like a baby, but it's kind of like a dog and it bites people. She bites and slaps and crawls and jumps off the couch, and I have to catch her. I appreciate you all so much. It has been an amazing adventure for Fireball.
You're not leaving yet.
I cannot wait to come back.
Stay.
We can't wait to have you back.
One more second. Okay, cool. So, let's see. I'm going to be selecting people this week to do a test run of the new horse.
Do you need a word?
Nope. There you go. You talk. You got it. You just like yeah. There we go. Good. Yes. Good job.
Are you talking?
You are talking.
No. What am I saying?
Keep just You gotta read my mind.
Read your mind.
Yeah. I know it's in your mind. Roping.
Elegant elephants. Elegant elephants.
Dude,
Elegant elephants. Elegant elephants.
You're gonna want to use that now for a code word.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. So anybody who's been on here, if you haven't been a member of Team MG or you're just now in the membership, don't put it on me. That side of the office isn't clean. Just stay in our little bubble right here.
Okay. Focus.
I am focusing.
Okay,
You keep distracting me. Okay, cool. So if you are new to Team MG, you're just doing the trial run with us this summer.
It's free. Free 99. It's free.
Okay.
Don't miss it. You have a friend, you have a grandma, you have somebody that really needs your help because their horse is a little wonky. Hey, tell them there's no excuses. No excuses. It's free.
Cool.
Sign up.
Okay, next time I'll get it done in my clerical stuff. It's my own fault. I knew better. All right, guys, we will see you on Friday
We just redid the whole respect series.
Wrong conversation.
We just redid the whole respect series. We did so many videos. My brain is like mush. I put so much information, and it's so good because it's so new and crisp. So the same exercise that you guys already know. The difference is
people are sending me elegant elephant. Michael.
Well, I didn't tell them they were getting anything. I just gave them a word.
You're a mess.
Y'all should just flood her email for no reason. Just blank emails.
It's fine.
Ding, ding,
It's all fine. It's all good. Friday.
We are completely redoing.
No, not that. Move on to the next thing.
Okay, the next
so
thing.
many things.
The content. We got new content, virtual clinics on Friday on YouTube. We have virtual clinics. We've been working so hard.
Get out of the office.
We've been working so hard for you guys.
Get out of
we
the
love
office.
you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Go rope something. Oh my gosh. Nobody told me that I had baby slobber all over my arm here. I guess the name tag is covering it. So much coffee, Wendy. I know that I made him a cup of Cuban coffee before he left the house. He drank Cuban coffee when he got over here. Psycho. Anyhow, what I was trying to say is we'll see you on Friday for the virtual clinic. In our YouTube channel, we'll be going through with Cayenne in her first ride and her halter breaking, and I hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you then. Bye, guys. Let's see. Oops. I keep forgetting how to do all this every time. So I want to do this button right here.